my name's Claire Baker and I'm a former clutterholic. I had my clutter out of control for 3 years before finally in 2001 I managed to clear the backlog of clutter, and touch wood, I've stayed completely clutter-free ever since. Now, ever since I managed to clear my own clutter by figuring out what it was that I wasn't doing that naturally clutter-free and organised people were doing, I've been sharing that skill and those secrets with other people who are determined to clear their clutter. Everybody from those who have got a little bit of clutter to those who are the hoarders, the people that you see on those TV programs. And talking of those TV programs, which of course there are lots of those at this time of year because we're into spring clean season, I just wanted to highlight something that these programs don't help highlight. These programs that you see on the TV, and possibly other types of help that you have perhaps looked at in terms of help to deal with your clutter challenge, have focused very much on the clutter clearing end of the conveyor belt and the organisation area of the conveyor belt. Hopefully you've seen my other videos where I compare our hose to a conveyor belt. Things come onto the conveyor belt, travel along the conveyor belt, and hopefully at some point get cleared off the conveyor belt. Now, the TV programs are great at making people be ruthless, have blitzes, help with that, get skips, get bags, get people lifting, shifting, getting stuff out of the home, and then doing a makeover of the organisation area. They're great for that, aren't they? They get people in, it all looks lovely, it looks like something out of a magazine. But they fail to deal with the accumulation area of the conveyor belt. And that's why a lot of the people who have been on the TV programs end up getting in contact with me, because they've had the help with the blitz and then the makeover, which rarely provides sufficient storage for things that they do want or need to keep, many of which are actually hidden behind the camera when they do those after shots, because they realise that they haven't learnt how to make the decisions, that they've actually been pressurized into letting go because the help is running out, or because there's pressure to have lovely after photographs. They realize, or they find within 6 months, that the clutter has grown back. That's because they haven't been helped with dealing with the accumulation area. They've only been helped with getting rid of stuff. Okay, now this is a key issue that we actually address in the Clutter Community. This is an online community that I run. And that's where I do live clutter clearing sessions, just like this. So whereas you're watching a recorded version of this, in the Clutter Community, I do these lives so that people can ask their questions and queries at the exact time they have them, ask for my advice. I take them through what to do step by step with different types of clutter. Now, where's my pen? The accumulation area is very, very relevant, because if we don't stop accumulating the clutter, then guess what? It's going to build up on the conveyor belt. Now, how do we deal with this in practice? Because, you know, we're focused on the clutter, aren't we? There's plenty of clutter. That's what we're focused on at the moment. We need to get that off the conveyor belt. But actually, when I work with people and help them clear their clutter, I'm actually helping them deal with 2 types of clutter. The first type is actually their new and incoming clutter. New and incoming. Whatever is new and incoming, coming in on that conveyor belt, is potential clutter. If we don't use it, if we don't need it within a clearly defined period of time, then it is at risk of becoming clutter. And then the second thing we need to deal with is the backlog. So the backlog. Okay. So we need to actually learn how to deal with both of these things, the new and incoming potential clutter and the backlog clutter that is already on the conveyor belt. So for example, I do a weekly paperwork clutter clearing session with my clients and members, and the first thing we actually deal with is the new and incoming paperwork. We keep on top of it because we do those paperwork sessions every week on a Friday. They join me live via video link. We have regulars who are in the UK, who are in America, East Coast and West Coast. We have a couple of regulars who are in Australia who join us at silly o'clock in the middle of the night, just so that they can keep on top of the new and incoming paperwork. We don't want that to build up and become backlog paperwork. It's really, really important. It makes such a difference when we know that we are not replacing or growing that backlog clutter. And the great thing is that by dealing with that on a regular weekly basis, some weeks we have more new and incoming paperwork, other weeks we have less, don't we? But in the time that we allocate, we can then potentially deal with some of the backlog. So we deal with that backlog slowly but surely each and every week. But whatever progress we make with the backlog paperwork clutter during those weekly sessions, the great thing is that we know that it's not growing back because we've dealt with the new and incoming paperwork clutter. There's a new channel coming in May where we are going to do the same for our sentimental clutter. We find a lot of sentimental clutter during when we're doing our clutter clearing sessions on our backlog of clutter, but we do accumulate new and incoming, don't we? Especially if we have children who are perhaps doing pictures and paintings at school. Lots of new and incoming sentimental items when we have children. There may be new and incoming related to family events, certain periods in history, both our own and in the world in general. So again, we deal with both types of clutter when we deal with our sentimental clutter. And again, once we get into that routine of doing our new and incoming and our backlog clutter, whatever type it may be, on a regular weekly basis, then we are definitely keeping on top of it and slowly but surely clearing it off the conveyor belt, while at the same time creating those new habits that we are going to need in order to be able to keep it under control in the long term. So hopefully, as you start your clutter clearing journey, once you are aware that there are two types of clutter, the new and incoming potential clutter and the backlog clutter, the backlog clutter being what you're probably very aware of, then we can start to deal with the two slightly differently and keep them both under control. Okay, I hope that helped you. I shall see you in another video very soon. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.